Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to the Brand.bar Happy Hour chat. And I have to tell you, we are on the road, but I'm sure that much is it's pretty obvious. I'm sitting here to chat with GoDaddy at GoDaddy's headquarters with Joe Styler.
Hi, everybody. Glad you could join us.
Hey, and I have to tell you, the setup is really amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get back home to my dining room office because they really have the setup here. So, honey, if you're watching, we're going to have to start saving our pennies. So, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at GoDaddy?
Okay. I've been with GoDaddy for a little bit over 10 years. I started out um, on the call center floor and worked there for this was a couple months and worked my way into a lot of different positions here. And I really just, gravitated towards the aftermarket. Once I started to see all the different aspects that, the domain industry covered, hosting and email and the many things that GoDaddy did, the aftermarket was the most intriguing for me. I think I've always been a little bit of an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and to see people be able to start their own business and run with some of these valuable names was really intriguing. And I spent a lot of time learning so I could get over to the aftermarket.
Yeah. And then once you got there, you finally felt like you were home pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there for a while. I think 7 or 8 years in the aftermarket, and
Oh,
really
wow.
enjoyed my time there.
Wow, that's so you are definitely the person to be talking to. That's for sure. What a blessing. I'll tell you this, not a lot of people know much about GoDaddy's aftermarket. I wonder if you can like just give us a brief history
Sure.
of, how it started and where it's come from and things.
Yeah, happy to. It's funny. I always like to tell this story because when I started in training, it was a 2 week long training. It was really intense. It was full time. You did I forget, it was at least 8 hours a day,
Oh,
and you
wow.
couldn't miss any time at all. They were very strict back then. You missed a couple hours and you were out.
Oh,
Right, you had a test.
wow.
So it was really intense training. We went through everything. They taught us about domains and hosting and DNS and everything you can imagine. And I remember that through that whole training, there was one slide that was the aftermarket, and the trainer said, "This is the aftermarket. You're never going to have to know about this in your life."
Oh,
Flip the slide to the next slide. That's literally the whole thing
that
out
was
of that
it.
2 week training. And
Whoa.
I think she didn't last too long. I think she was obviously wrong, but it's
Yeah.
exciting to have been part of the aftermarket since then. That was right around the time we started TD Nam, which was our auction
Wow.
house,
Hmm.
and it was starting up then, and we've really grown a lot since then. So the history of the aftermarket, I'd say we started with TD Nam, which was our auction house. What it was called, it's now called GoDaddy Auctions,
Hmm.
and it's really grown a lot since then. We do a full range of services. So we have parking where you can park your name with us and make money from advertisements. And we have a whole another office which is located in Cambridge in
Uh-huh.
Massachusetts, and it's called Afternic. And Afternic does a full service sales platform where you're going to be able to list your name with them and have it go out through many different registrars and get in front of millions of eyeballs. I mean, really, I don't think that can be beat in the industry
Wow.
for
Yeah.
exposure. So you can go list your name with them. Your names will show up on GoDaddy. They'll show up on Enum and Two Cows and Network Solutions and High China,
Wow. Wow.
all over the world. And you're going to get millions of eyeballs on your names when you list them with a price there. And the other good thing about that is they have a full-time sales team. So if you list your names with them and there's an inquiry, they're going to call up and get to talk to one of them about your name, and they're going to work on closing that name for you, because that's their job. Their whole job is just to close names for people
Wow. And you said after Nick is in
in
Cambridge?
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go check them out because someone needs to teach me how to close some
You
sales.
should. They do a good job, and we also have another brokerage service where we look to broker high end names. Working on names like Diamond.com and LA.com right now,
Oh, wow. Wow.
and we have a brokerage service where we work on behalf of our customers, and it's called Domain Buy Service. So
Hmm.
if you wanted to buy Angela.com and it was taken, you call up and we try and negotiate a deal that was the best price for you. And
Hmm.
it's guys and girls over there have been working for a long time. That's all they do all day long. A lot of them have been there since the department started years ago, and they're expert negotiators, and they've also built up
Oh, wow.
a giant network of people that they know who own names. They're able to see behind privacy in many cases because they understand a lot of the tools that are out there, or have connections that can get to the right person to make an offer to them. So we have that, and we also have the largest aftermarket auction house where we auction off our own expiry names.
Yeah.
So being able to sell any names that expire, we first go to the customers who have the names and we tell them, hey, we really think it's important that you renew your name, but not everybody wants to. So if they
Yeah.
don't renew their name, then you have a chance to buy it from us. There's millions of names on our aftermarket at any given time, and you have a chance to buy that there on auctions before it goes to the drop where anyone can register it.
Yeah, anyone can pick it back up, or and then
We
that.
also,
Oh,
oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. That leads me to a question about the drop domains. I've heard people ask, well, why would you want something that someone dropped? But there is value in those names, or some of them, right?
Yeah, there's tremendous value in those names. Actually, we're working on an infographic, so I'll give you a little sneak peek. But
Oh yeah, awesome.
one of the things that we pulled for one of the data points, which may or may not be in our infographic, is names that people were able to buy on our expired auctions and then flip over the last
Oh.
6 months. And we've
Mhm.
seen people buy names for $20, $30, $40 and sell them for $5, $6, $7,000
Wow.
within the same time period, a couple months. So there's a lot of value in some of the names that are dropping. There's great names that are dropping every day, for various reasons. People might not be in the business anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why people just decide not to renew their names, and those come back out on the market.
Okay, and I hated to interrupt. I interrupted. You were telling us some more of the services you guys offer to
Yeah, we
aftermarket.
have a lot. So we also do back ordering. So if you want to try and learn that the name will be on the auction, you can put a back order in, which will give you a heads up when it goes to the auction and also give you a discount. And it'll also try and grab the name if it does drop somewhere else.
Mhm.
And I think, really the best thing to do is call up and speak with somebody, because we really want to help you get the name that you want. And there's a lot of ways to approach that. And if you want to have a name that you picked up and you want to sell, or you have a portfolio of names that you want to sell, we want to work with you so that we can help you to make money on those names.
And you guys, I have to tell you, I went on a tour and it was amazing. I'm going to send some pictures and I'm going to post some videos so you guys won't miss it, especially my trip down the slide. But I went on a tour and I met some great people. GoDaddy has some amazing people working in their aftermarket department. So you really should call in.
Right.
There's a lot of information and a lot of help they can give you. So I guess what I'm also interested or curious about is when after Nick and GoDaddy's marketplace integration will be like complete, done,
Sure.
full.
It's coming. It's really been great to have Afternic join GoDaddy, and that was such an exciting day when we finally were able to purchase them, because we'd worked with them before with their portfolio and their services, and we obviously liked it a lot. So to have them be able to join with us was exciting. We did buy just the Afternic portion of the company, and it also had buy domains, which had a portfolio of names, and we didn't buy the names. We just bought the rest of the company, which is the fast transfer part of the company and some of the technology, which is it was really important for us to be able to get names to be able to move by taking some of the friction out of the marketplace. There's a lot of questions for customers who want to buy a name. They don't understand the transfer process. They want the name right away. People that want to sell names want to be able to sell a name quickly and get paid quickly. So that really brought the Afternic technology to our attention as a great way to help our customers succeed, either on the buying or selling side. So we bought that part, and we had to kind of unwind some of the technology. And then obviously there were another company. So getting their technology out of the whole buy domains part and then plugging that in to the GoDaddy technology that was here was a lot of work on the back end.
Yeah, I'm sure. Wow.
We completed a lot of it already, and we're getting ready to make some other improvements. But over the last year, we were able to get it so that when you list your names on the Afternic platform, so you go to afternic.com, you list your names there, they'll show up for sale on GoDaddy, and they'll show up for sale on the auctions and also as premium names if they have a price on them. And what we did last year, which seems a little bit easy from the surface, but actually getting into the technology was not, because one of the things I was in charge of helping with was standardizing the commissions. So GoDaddy had several commission prices depending on where the name sold and how it sold, and Afternic had several as well. And we combined that into one commission, and that laid the groundwork for us to be able to have you list your names in one place at Afternic, and then have them go out everywhere.
Because it's the same commission across the board now.
Exactly. So that really was part of the background work that we did with the technology to be able to make it work, and also to set that price at the same price. And we have plans in the future to be able to make it easier for you to list those names through your GoDaddy interface. Yeah.
Okay, so, and we're talking a little bit about Afternic for anyone who just jumped on. I know, because I go to NamePros a lot of the other forums, and I read a lot of what people are saying. There's been a lot of questions about that, especially the commission side, what you went through to just make that determination. But before we continue, I want to tell anyone who's watching, if you're interested in winning or obtaining a super awesome t-shirt, now would be the time for you to put a question, right? They should put a question in the window there. Hand me that. I have the t-shirt right here.
The first person who asks a question will be getting a prize. And these t-shirts are for the people that work in the aftermarket department. So really, we give them out to some special guests and the people that work there. And that is about your only chance to get it. You can't buy these anywhere, so you're going to have to win one.
You're going to have to win it.
Come down as a special guest to the office to get your own.
And no questions like, how many times did you slide down the slide, Angela? We already know that I probably got a little carried away. Real questions.
That's right.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the GoDaddy Auctions app.
Okay.
That was a really awesome surprise that I think was unveiled at NamesCon, right? And for anyone who's watching who didn't go to NamesCon, that's so sad, because NamesCon was awesome. It's a conference for the domain industry, and it was great. And GoDaddy unveiled a new auctions app, right? Want to tell us about it?
Sure. And if you're interested in downloading the app, we put up a website on investor.domain. Investor.domain. So if you go there, you can download the app either for Google or Apple. And there's also a bunch of different articles that we've done, and some of the Hangouts, some educational things that we put together. So anything aftermarket related is gonna live there. So the app is called the Investor app, and it's been something that I know the development team was working really hard on for months, and it was super exciting for us to see that come together. And what we really heard from our customers was that we needed a better mobile experience. The aftermarket experience on mobile has not been that good. And we could have cobbled together some things to make the site more responsive. But in tandem of trying to actually make the site more responsive, we thought, why not build something from the ground up that's going to be geared specifically for people who want to use a mobile device? So we built an app, and we really took, the heart of GoDaddy and what people really need to use it for the auctions, and put that into the app. And it's really, I think it's very intuitive and easy to use. It is feature packed, but there's a lot more that's going to come in some of the future releases. So
I have it here, if you guys were wondering what I was doing. And I had to put my password in and put a pin in. Anyone who was at NamesCon knows what happened when another app was unveiled. Passwords were also
released.
But I have the app right here on my Android. It is for Android and Apple phones right now, right? So you guys, you really should go and check this out. It was so easy to do, and I am so glad it's here. It really was hard to use it, on mobile without the app. So it's past beta. It's out.
Yeah,
it's ready to go.
There's a couple exciting things I think about the app. First, it's a management tool. So you're going to go on your desktop. You're going to put down what you're watching or what you're bidding on, and you're going to be able to manage everything from inside the app. One of the cool things that's app only is that you can add favorites to anything that you're watching or bidding on, and then sort by that. So if you have 50 names that you might be interested in, but there's one or two that you really want to make sure you don't lose, you can sort them by favorites and put a little heart icon next to them, and there's a whole another way that you can check that out. And there's also push notifications, which we got in if you're outbid at the last couple minutes of the auction, so that you'll know. And there's some other push notifications that we have planned to come out to make it even better. And we're going to expand the way that you can search for inventory and eventually be able to bid on more than just the expiring name auctions. You'll be able to bid on other auctions and eventually be able to respond to offers and do other things through it as well.
That's awesome. For me, I wonder if you might consider putting like an actual loud buzzing sound, like you're about to lose this domain. You've got 5 seconds to bid. Go, 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 go.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we really wanted to get push notifications.
Yeah.
And not only do investors use the app, which is called Investor, domain investors are our primary target, but there's a lot of customers that we have that come through GoDaddy that are really interested in a name for their business. Mm-hmm. And they put the back order on it. They get the alert. They know that the name's on the auction, and they've been maybe watching this name for years. They don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
So having those push notifications be able to go to their phone is really important.
Yeah, that's good. That really is important.
One last thing that I'm real excited about for the app was that we were able to involve a lot of our customers in the app's development. So when it was in beta, we were able to pull in a lot of our customers and have them beat it up and use it in real time against the real auction data, and then give us a lot of feedback that we were able to incorporate into it to make sure that there weren't any bugs in it when we released it, and the features that we had were the right ones. We asked people up front, what do you want to see?
What are you looking for?
We built it. Then we had feedback from people using it to make sure that it lined up, and got some feedback and developed some changes on the fly, and we're able to release it that way, which I think is really important because it gives everybody a much better app at the end, but it also gives our customers an opportunity to be able to participate in that.
Right, and you know that you're giving them exactly what they need. So it's for your customers, tested by your customers.
Right, which I think is really important.
Yeah, that's amazing. So a lot has happened over the past year for you guys, and what I mean by that is in a short period of time, you've purchased 2 major domain portfolios.
Right.
And I guess I'm wondering, or not just me, a lot of us are wondering, what is your goal with these, and what effects, if any, will it have on the aftermarket?
Well, it's really been interesting. It's been fun to see that happen. I mean, when I was learning about domains and domain investing in the aftermarket, I think many people know the history of it. Will know who Yun Yi is, and the portfolio that he put together was eventually purchased by Marchex. And for us to be able to own that and be part of that history, it was just very exciting. I remember the day that we bought it, how happy we were because we were able to be part of that history. But more importantly, the reason that we think it's exciting is because we get to get those names out in front of our customers. We want to make sure that we can, as a company, in all aspects, from email hosting, domain investing, we want to shift the global market towards small business. Many domain investors are small business people. I know you are able to stay at home because of the business that you do with domain investing, and we want to make that happen for many people. And a key aspect, as I'm sure most people watching this are going to know, is the name. You need to have a good name for your business.
Right.
You need to have a brandable, a memorable name, a short name. And Marchex and also Michael Birkins put together portfolios that had really good names for small business people to use. And we wanted to be able to get those names and put them through our infrastructure, change the prices. In many cases, we were able to offer the names at a lower price and get those out to real businesses so that they could use them. That's also been great for investors who may have wanted to get those names before, because we've been contacted by a lot of them as well, and see if they could have a new price, and we've sold some names that way too. But we've really just wanted to get those names and free them up so that they could be used by more people. And it's been a good opportunity for our aftermarket. As I said, it's exciting for us to be able to sell those names. But really, the main thing we want to do is empower small businesses. If you're a domain investor or you're somebody who owns a bakery or whatever the case may be, we want to get you the right name and help you with your business.
Yeah, so that's good. It's a benefit to all in this case, because it's back out there for everyone to be able to get their hands on for their companies. Well, that's good. Some more. I just said in such a short period of time, so much has been happening. There has been a lot of sales coming out of the Chinese markets. What is happening there? I mean, everyone's asking that question, but what are you seeing on your end that might explain what's going on?
There's a lot going on in China. I mean, it's been an exciting time. I remember even speaking with people last year at NamesCon about the Chinese market, but over the past 8 or 9 months, it's really exploded.
Yeah.
So to see that growth in such a short time, I think is really unprecedented in anything that we've seen.
It's been huge.
And
yes.
It's been exciting to see those changes happen. I think there's a lot of questions that people have, and I just encourage you to ask people that are more active in that part of the industry. We have a lot of opportunities to speak with people that are from China.
Yeah.
We're involved in the Chinese market on a daily basis. Maybe they're based here but speak Mandarin. And I think that really trying to educate yourself on what's going on over there is a good first step. And I think that's a good first step in anything that you're going to do with domain investing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need to ask a lot of questions. And there's opportunities for you to be able to do that through forums like NamePros and other blogs that are written by some of the experts in the industry, and really be able to just try and take in some of that knowledge.
Yeah, that's very important, guys. I tell this story all the time. I spent $2,000 when I first started on just the worst. Mm-hmm. And so it is good to get educated, to learn as much as you can. Yeah.
So I think that's really the first starting point that you want for the Chinese domain market. Mm-hmm. I don't know that anybody really knows exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But my 2 cents is it's going to continue to grow. I've spoken to a lot of people that are in the market. I have friends that are in China, that are domain investors in China. I've talked to them. One thing that I think is really something that made it stick for me is that we'll see a lot of sales that go to China. Mm-hmm. The Chinese premium names that have they're short with no vowels and no V, or a number name and numeric 3-number, 2-number, 4-number, that go there and they're sold, and then you try and purchase them back for whatever reason, that more money, and they won't sell them back to you.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are buying and holding, and they're trying to buy more. And I spoke actually at NamesCon, which is another great plug for NamesCon. Mm-hmm. I had dinner with one of the biggest Chinese investors, and he's in a buying mode.
Oh, wow.
So I really think that at least in the near term, you're going to see more purchasing.
More of it.
I think it's really important to, as I said, to really understand the market. It's a completely different culture. They have completely different reasons for buying names than we do. Mm-hmm. They want to use them as investment vehicles in some cases. They want to make sure that there are some similarities, that they're short, that they're memorable, that they mean something. The numbers mean something, mm-hmm. and also the shortened letters mean something as well, which is why vowels and V's are not looked on as a quality name, because they don't mean anything there. So you have to understand the meaning behind them and what people are buying them for and how they're going to invest. And there's other people that do a much better job. There's a Chinese master class. You can look that up.
There were several of those.
Right, and I think those are important to try and learn so you can get some basics.
Yeah. So you're not really seeing it so much as a bubble then, because a lot of people have been saying, is this a bubble? Is it going to pop?
Right.
You think it's going to be continued?
It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not a bubble. I'm just saying that I don't see it
popping
soon. And I don't know enough to know if it's a bubble or not. I don't think anybody really does, or everybody would really know exactly how to invest.
Know exactly what to do.
But I can tell you that from my conversations with people, I know that most of the people I speak with are in a buying mode, and I've seen the values appreciate on an almost daily basis.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see any trends like this coming out of any other countries?
I think that's the big question everybody's trying to answer.
Yeah, so we can get in on the ground floor, everybody.
So I think that there's some different things that came along in the Chinese market that made it just the right time, like the perfect storm.
Yeah.
And people are trying to correlate, is there other countries that are going to come online with big populations, and what is their cultural take on things, and what's important to them culturally. And China, numbers are very important culturally, and also pinyin, to understand pinyin and understand how that translates to names that you're going to be purchasing. So when you think of other countries that are coming online in masses with a global market, India is a country that has a tremendous amount of mobile users, and more people are coming online. So culturally, what is important in India what the average consumers there want,
Yeah, what are they
and how do
looking
they use
for?
the internet, I think is a key question.
So still more research.
Yeah, I think
do
there's
your
more,
research, dig
right.
into the culture.
So ask people that are in India, and ask your friends and
Yeah,
talk to people, and pay attention to the trends in the market.
yeah. So, I've got this one last question I'm going to ask, and then we'll go over and see if
Who can
anyone,
win a
yeah,
T-shirt?
who's going to get a T-shirt. There are a lot of new investors coming into the industry right now because they see a lot of opportunity here. But they also have the opportunities to do business with so many other registrars. There are a lot of them.
Sure.
Why should they choose GoDaddy?
I think we only have a little bit of time. I could talk for hours about why you should choose GoDaddy. I think one of the main reasons you want to choose GoDaddy is the people.
Yeah.
The people here are very passionate. They're passionate about you being successful. We really care about our customers, and we want to make sure that they can succeed. And not only do we want to do that, but we have a tremendous amount of resources that are here. So we're able to have, with almost 6,000 people that are specialists in different areas. So if you have a question about SEO, or you have a server problem, or you want to learn about lead generation, or you want to know where the best way to park with different keywords is, or whatever your case may be, you have somebody who's really, really gone all the way in depth in that and can help you with those questions. And you also have a big pool of people that you can pick from. I mean, we're a big draw to have people come and work here. We have a lot of good benefits, so we're really choosy about
really cool
who we pick. And that gives us the ability to make sure that we have somebody who's a really good fit in that seat, to make sure that they're going to be somebody who really wants to help and really has the passion and the smarts to be able to do it. So I think our people are our number one asset. They're really passionate. If you didn't get a chance to meet anybody at the conferences, we hope you call in and talk with us and learn to appreciate what we can do for you over the phone. But that's the biggest, I think, asset that we have. But then you look at some of the other things we're able to leverage. With the expiry market, we have names available to us that other people simply can't have because they come through us first.
Right.
We have so many customers that are with us that we have opportunities of scale. So we have the ability to offer the largest aftermarket, which I think is great if you're buying or selling. We have the ability to get your names in front of many people. Oftentimes when people want to buy a name, they come to GoDaddy.com. And if you have a name you want to sell, we're able to get that out in front of a lot of people that are looking for your specific name and present that to them. So I think, you have the opportunities here that you might not get at another place. And you really have people that care about you and that want to see you succeed. And there's also a lot of unspoken things that happen. In Premier Services, which I know that you're a part of, which is for some of our top customers and our investor customers, we have a pretty tight-knit group, and we look out for our customers. So we know if somebody has a name that they might want to sell, we'll probably have it sold before it's even listed, because we know another customer who would be interested in that name. And the same thing, somebody asked me at NamesCon, what's going on with portfolio sales? We don't hear a lot about portfolio sales, and we used to hear about them before. And I think that was true when parking was a much bigger payout. With the rate that people get paid on parking now, you don't hear as much about the portfolios, because they used to sell on 3x, 4x, 5x of whatever the parking revenue was for that portfolio. But when they asked about portfolios, those sales still happen, but they happen in a different way. Maybe somebody's interested in a different vertical. Maybe somebody's somebody who cares about SEO and they really want page rank names, or somebody cares about the medical community and they want legal or medical names or whatever that is. And then they say, look, we want to get out, or we have a bunch of names that we're trying to sell. Well, we usually have somebody who's a buyer in that vertical as well. And we can match them up in Premier Services. So those don't even get posted for sale. Yeah. It's just word of mouth in our own, little department. We talk back and forth and we say, hey, we have somebody who's interested in buying or selling.
And that little department that he is talking about is actually a really large department of awesome people. Just so some of you know, that's kind of really how I got here today. I have a Premier Services representative, and I said, hey, you guys should let me come out and do a tour. We've been talking about this slide. You'll see the video. And I have to get there so I can do the slide. The people are warm. I call for every kind of question under the sun, and all I get is great answers and really good service. So I appreciate that too. I want to say that to you. Let's look over and see what anyone else is saying, if they put any questions over there. Look at this, you guys. Super cool, right? I need this at home. Did you hear that, honey? I need this at home. Let's go and see what we've got. Let's click. Okay. Okay. There's a question here. Do you see that one?
Yes. Why does GoDaddy give no more email support? I'll speak to it as much as I can since that's not my department. I know what we wanted to do is go towards chat because it's live. And I know that we're not 24-hour chat right now, and that has caused a lot of concern for people. But we are expanding our chat hours every day, and we're trying to get to that point so that we can answer you almost immediately. With the ability to have chat, you can just type in and get your questions answered. We understand that, you know, internationally, that could be a problem. You don't always want to make an international phone call, or you might not have time to wait on the phone, and you want to send something out. So what we're trying to do is really beef up our chat department and let you be able to reach out that way, get your answer quicker, and then get on with what you need to do.
Okay. Now, and hi, Donna. I see we have a comment there. She's saying hi. Hi. I love this. This is so cool. Now, I'm seeing here, was it Jason Franklin? What happens when you go to register a domain and GoDaddy says it's available, that you register and get an email saying your order was successful, then the name doesn't get registered by you?
That's pretty rare, but it does happen. There's a lot of different reasons that can happen. So anytime you go to register a name, what we're doing is we're checking to see if it's available behind the scenes, and if it is, then we show that it is available. And what we do is we ask the registries directly. Yeah, so it's almost like doing a who is check, if people are familiar with that. You know, we go to there and we say, hey, is this name registered? Yes or no. Sometimes they don't give us an answer, or they don't give us an answer fast enough, or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason. There's a lot of reasons. A giant company that you might be familiar with, who sells a lot of names as a registry, does maintenance every once in a while, and it's less and less as they've gotten bigger and bigger, that they've had to take it off. But there was times when I first started in the industry where, you know, people would register a lot of names, and it would be because that servers that had the authority to tell you if the name was taken or not were offline. And so you would ask them, is this name available? And you wouldn't get a no answer back, and we'd register the name. So
I see.
That happens. And also, as crazy as this sounds, I wouldn't believe it unless I saw it. There's a lot of people that think of registering the same name at the same time, or a similar time, you know, very much like right away. And it's, I've seen it enough. It's not super common, but it's common enough that, you know, and it's not like, you know, somebody just announced some brand new thing in the media and everybody's talking. It's just ideas that people have, even that they want to start a business, and people come up with very similar names, which is, you know, something that you see all the time when you want to sell names in the aftermarket. People have ideas, they register these domains to hold as investments, and then other people come along to buy them. From time to time, you see that happen, and I'll look in the history of the name, because sometimes we'll get complaints from customers saying, hey, I want to register this name. And you look, and it's within seconds or minutes of each other. People put these in the cart, and then whoever was the first person to check it out gets the name. You were able to get it into the cart because at the time when you put it into the cart, it was still available, but somebody might have just checked that out. So there's either server maintenance or other things, maintenance at the registries, things that happen. You know, there could be a hiccup with the ISP or whatever the case may be, the communication along the line. It's pretty rare that it happens, but it does happen. And once that happens, then we realize, hey, this name was actually taken. We can't secure it for you.
Right. I mean, you don't have it at that point. I think that might have happened to me once, and I was like, oh, man, that would have been an awesome name. Let's see what else we have going here. Donna, you are so awesome. Donna Mahoney, she is always at my chats. She's just so supportive. Thank you for being here. Yes. Now, I have let's see. There was another question here. How many domain names does GoDaddy register daily?
I don't know that number off the top of my head. It's a lot.
It
I don't
has
know
to
what the number
be
is.
a lot. You guys, it has to be a lot. We don't have a number. Do you have size medium?
Actually, I think we do.
I think that person wants a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think so.
And let's see, is it a size medium? It is a size medium. It is a size medium. Is this for Kate? Is this Kate?
I think she can.
Kate, this is your shirt, and it's a size medium. I'll make sure you get that. Okay. Now, and let's go up and see. I think there's more questions coming in. Just like that, I almost forgot how to use this. Okay, let's go up and see. Is GoDaddy at any startup conferences yet?
Yes. We have a lot of people that go out to different conferences. The guy who set this all up for us in here is named Colby. He'll be at South by Southwest, along with many other people that are going out there for different reasons. He does our social media, but we have people that are there for hosting to help people out that need to get hosting, and we have people that want to help with domains and some of the new GTLDs and help with them. I know that we go to many different startup conferences and try and help, but it's different capacities. So we have people that are at all different types of conferences on a regular basis. I think
pretty busy.
Yeah, the best thing to do, I think, would be send a tweet, because the social media guys are going to know. So send it to @GoDaddy and ask them if they're going to be at the conference you're going to, and they'll be able to tell you right away.
Okay, you guys, tweet that right now, and whoever tweets that gets a t-shirt. Now, I see Carson says, where is mine in medium? Here is yours right here, Carson. And anyone else who wants some swag, I got some really good swag while I was here. Send me an email to swag@brand.bar. What is the Twitter handle that she should tweet that to?
@GoDaddy.
@GoDaddy. Tweet to @GoDaddy.
And they'll be able to answer about any conference that we're going to.
Okay. And now we have Adrian here who says, will GoDaddy accept Bitcoin?
I don't want to say never, but not right now.
Okay.
I mean, right now we accept a lot of payment, and we're looking at other ways to accept payment. We're constantly expanding to different countries and trying to accept in local currency there. So we're trying to give a lot of options for payments.
Okay. So let's see. I think we got all the questions. Everyone else is just talking about how awesome we are, Joe. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go up here and see. I think something else came in. Oh, we get a thank you. Thank you, Carson, for coming to watch with us. Now, before we go, I would like to just say thank you to GoDaddy for letting me fly over here to Arizona. I had never been to Arizona, you guys too, and come and visit the space. It's been just wonderful, and it's been a blessing. I really appreciate it. You guys, Brand.bar, happy hour on the road. We are looking for travel sponsors. So if you're out there and you're watching and you think this is totally awesome and you'd like to see us go other places, send me an email. Let's get talking about, helping me get to the next great place. All right.
That sounds good. And I think if you want to get a t-shirt, you're going to have to send Angela your email.
Yes. Send me an email to swag@brand.bar. Excuse me. swag@brand.bar. All right. Thank you, Adrian. You rock too. I appreciate it. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, Arizona does rock. GoDaddy and Brand.bar rocks.
Thanks
awesome. We're all rocking.
That's right.
And let's do a toast.
Oh yeah,
a toast to us both rocking together. Prost, everyone. All right. Hey, I'll see you next time.